Hey Aquarius, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining me. So how are you doing? I hope that you're well. We just concluded our eclipse season. We had 3 eclipses in about a month's time. That's a lot to deal with. I hope that you're well. Why don't you sit a spell so we can talk about the stars? I've already made a new moon in Libra video series for each of the zodiac signs, so if you haven't watched that, I encourage you to watch that because it was a pretty powerful time for us to plant new seeds in our partnerships and our relationships, and Jupiter was right there with us, or with that new moon, helping to boost its potential, if you will. So, on the 1st of October, the Sun will be in your 9th house, Mercury will be in the 8th house, Venus is going to be in the 10th house, Mars is in the 12th. Jupiter is also in the 9th house. We've got Saturn in the 11th. We've got Uranus in the 3rd house, Neptune in the 2nd house, and Pluto in the 12th house. With Pluto and Mars in your 12th house, you're probably having a really hard time sleeping right now. You might be feeling very aggressive as well, and not know why. You could also be dealing with some pretty potent or powerful secrets. It's just kind of a off-the-cuff thing, seeing that energy play out in your 12th house. So, on October the 8th, we have Mercury, the planet of thought, movement, and communication, moving into your 9th house. The 9th house is playing host to the Sun and Jupiter. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and that is the sign that Jupiter rules, so that's a good placement. The 9th house is government, or it's governed over long distance trips, your adventures or questing. It's also the study of philosophy, religion, and astrology. It could be dealing with legal system matters or political stuff, because we are in an election season in the Americas. It's also it covers foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things, so it could manifest in any of those areas. Now, on the 16th, we will be experiencing a full moon in Aries. This full moon is going to be at 23 degrees of Aries, and the Sabian symbol for that reads, blown inward by the wind, the curtains of an open window take the shape of a cornucopia. A cornucopia, if you don't know what that is also called a horn of plenty, and it is it's a symbol of having plenty of what you need. It's abundance and prosperity. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, but it's having what you need and to keep you sustained, or a representation thereof. When I meditated on the Sabian symbol, I thought of 2 separate scenarios, which kind of sound the same, but they're different. The first being dealing with a situation that is so shocking that you go inward, you become an introvert, if you will, and you realize that the bounty of your internal resources is enough to sustain you through the situation that you are going to be faced with. The other that I thought about was the idea of a very shocking situation that brings a lot of change, but with it, the promise of abundance and prosperity. So, there are 2 different ways to look at that Sabian symbol. This full moon is going to be playing out in your 3rd house. The 3rd house is the house of, it's ruled by Gemini, and it's the house of your short distance journeys, your siblings, cousins, and neighbors, and also your communication. So this house could touch on many different areas and in many different ways, because communication is how you speak, it's how others interpret you, and it's how you interpret others. It also covers your phone, your tablet, your laptop or personal computer, your internet connection. It's getting your voice out into the world and getting communications from people as well. It also covers your vehicle or your commute. Depending, if it's not your car, then it will be touching on how you get to work or how you get from point A to point B. Sorry, my dog thinks she's a guard dog, and there's a lot of people in and out right now around the area. So she may get a little roughy-toughy. Sorry. But what I'm concerned about is that this third house of communications, siblings, cousins, and neighbors, and short distance journeys is also going to be dealing with energy in the ninth house, which is what I just got finished talking about: long distance trips, education. It's seeing the world, your worldview, on an expanded level, broadening your world perspective or broadening your horizon. So the sun is in the ninth house. You've got the moon in the third house. So it's like you're dealing with traveling, either short distance or long distance, possibly, or dealing with form. You know what I mean? It's the mixture of these house energies, and the thing that concerns me the most is that you've got the Mars-Pluto conjunction as well, and Uranus is in Aries with this full moon going on, so it's going to be shocks and surprises that are coming to us in some ways. Full moons represent the illumination of something. But Mars and Pluto being in your 12th house, the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, so you may be dealing with a Pisces, who knows. But it's also, that house is the house of secrets. It's the secrets that you keep from yourself. It's the secrets that you've repressed. It's dreams. It's your hidden enemies. It's karma. It's self-undoing. You may be dealing with secret enemies coming out of the woodwork. But it's 9th house, 3rd house, and 12th house energy that this is going to be revolving around. So, with that being said, this next week after the full moon, the 17th through the 23rd, a very seasoned astrologer that I watch on YouTube named Steve Judd has issued a heads up for this week, and if he thinks that it's important enough, then I think that it's something you would want to note as well. Go ahead and pull out your calendar and just highlight that week and just put, trigger warning, and just remember to breathe and try to be the best version of yourself that you can be, Aquarius. Is the best thing that I can say for you in that regard, because this could play out in so many different areas. I feel like secrets will be illuminated for you if you are keeping them. If you aren't keeping them, then it could be hidden enemies. It could be a very karmic time as well. Anytime I see a full moon in the 3rd house, I get concerned. Just because that's communication, that's moving around, that's the... I get a little nervous. I think of road rage and stuff like that. That's all. And it's me. It's my Scorpio placements that makes me a natural warrior, but I'm also pretty intuitive, and I follow my gut, and it's not ever led me wrong. So if I feel strongly enough that it concerns me, I will mention it to you, whether you think I'm a negative Nelly or not. I love you enough to tell you the truth, even if it pisses you off. Alright, so that's what I see for you for the astrology for the first half of October. I'll be back closer to the full moon to finish the second half of October's astrology for you. But for now, what I'm going to do is meditate over my cards and ask for the general messages for my Aquarius viewers. So hang tight, Aquarius. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me. Hey, Aquarius. I'm back with the cards. Okay. I shuffled off screen, but since that card came flying out, that's usually my sign to cut. So what I'm going to do is take the bottom card for the underlying theme or the overarching energy, and the top 3 for clarity. The next deck that I'm going to pull from is the Stacey DeMarco Halloween Oracle deck. I'm going to use it for this reading and the next reading, and then after that I'll put these up, unless I'm drawn to them for some reason. But I got them as a seasonal deck, and I hope that you enjoy them as much as I do. For my Aquarius friends. I'm going to pull the top and the bottom from this deck. Working in cramped quarters. But I think that this is going to be a better space for me than where I was doing my videos. Okay, there's one. I'm going to cut. And the bottom card. Alright, y'all. What I'm going to do is flip these over, meditate on the story, and I'll be right back with y'all. Hang tight. Hey Aquarius, I'm back. So, while I was shuffling, you had a card jump out of the deck. The first one, or the card that jumped, was the Three of Wands. And it was upright. The 3 represents the Gemini ruled house of communication, short distance trips, siblings, cousins, and neighbors. And I went through that in the astrology as well. The wands represent fire sign energy, and fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is the decision card, trying to figure out what is worth keeping and what is worth letting go. And it looks like you already have your idea or your next venture chosen. You have your hand on one thing. There's 2 rods behind you, but you have one in hand, so that is your preferred. This could be a situation between 3 people. You could be dealing with a Gemini and a fire sign. It could be texting. Or somebody... It could be... the wands are very phallic. It could be sexting. Just so you know. So, the underlying theme or the overarching energy, and this is why I feel like it might be sexting, is the 3 of Swords upright. The 3 of Swords, it represents exactly what it looks like. It's the heartache card. It's sadness. It's literally feeling brokenhearted. There are gray clouds in the background. The gray clouds always remind me to tell you that there is silver lining in the situation and that you have the tools at your disposal to find it, but it will not make itself apparent to you. You will have to go on a bit of a hunt for it. This is a matter of the heart. It could be involving 3 people. It could be you choosing between 3 people, or it could be you choosing between 2 people. The swords represent air sign energy, and the air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Gemini keeps coming up in these numerology associations with the 3rd house. The 3rd house is where the full moon will be occurring. Aquarius. It's going to be some heated possible argument. Might be a breakup. It might not stay that way. It depends. But seeing that the full moon is occurring in the 3rd house, and I just got finished saying that, secrets might be revealed, that this might be a sexting situation. If you've not been on the up and up, it may be coming out. The first card in the top 3 for clarity is the 6 of Cups in reverse. The 6 of Cups is a card of, some people see it as childhood. Some people call it a karmic card. I usually see it as having enough to share with others and not have to worry about it. The Cups sign, or let me do the number first. The number of the card is 6. The 6 represents the 6th house. That is the Virgo ruled house of work and health, or the competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. The Cups cards represent water sign energy, and that can be a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. It could be that you're dealing with a Gemini and a water sign in this situation right here. This is also like happy childhood and stuff, but the fact that it's in reverse, I mean, even the Cups cards, they represent like, just on a mundane level, the Cups represent whatever it is that fills you up and sustains you and makes you feel whole. Relationships, be them intimate or familial. The bonds that, the ties that bond and gag us, right? Or the ties that bound and gag us. Is that, am I just making that up? I've heard that before. Correct me in the comments below. I know somebody will. The second card that you got is the Major Arcana card of the Strength card in reverse. The Strength card is the 8th card in the Major Arcana. That represents the Scorpio-ruled house of life, death, rebirth, that entire cycle. It could be birth or pregnancy. It covers other people's money. Other people's money is loans, tax returns, scholarships, grants, that sort of stuff. It covers people's sexuality, and that goes back to the sexting thing. It really seems like that is going to be coming out in some way. Communication that shouldn't have been going on, in some way. So, yeah, life, death, rebirth, other people's money, sexuality. It also governs regeneration, metamorphosis, and transformation, and primal or basic instinct. The Strength card as a Major Arcana card represents the zodiac sign Leo, and you may be dealing with somebody who has some Leo in them. If it's not somebody around you, it might be you. Any of the signs that I've mentioned, it could be their sun, their moon, or their rising sign. I don't articulate that enough, and I should. But I kind of, once I get in the flow of things, it's hard to remember to tell you all that. I'm sorry. I'm trying. But this, the Strength card represents Leo. You could be dealing with a very pissed off Leo in some way. It represents as well, for me, it's like a pride card, and you've wounded somebody's wounded your pride, or you've wounded somebody's pride. And I can't get past the idea of it being like a secret lovers kind of thing, because of this 3 card, the astrology, just the gut feeling that I've got. The last card that you received is the Queen of Wands upright. And this could be the Leo female or feminine energy. It doesn't have to be a Leo female. But see, there's a female here, and she's trying to... Whenever I do a reading for myself and the Strength card comes up, I always hear, Erica, you need to have the strength to keep your damn mouth shut. Which is a difficult thing for me, if you know me personally. And some of my friends are actually watching this now. Hi, y'all. But yeah, I didn't publicize this channel to really any of my friends. I still haven't. None of my Facebook friends have been alerted to what I'm doing here. So, thank y'all so much, all of y'all YouTubers, for following this channel. But yeah, the Queen of Wands, she's a fire sign. That's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I really feel like it's a Leo because of this cat right here. We've got the lion right here. She is upright. She is very impulsive and is quick to react. She is very reactionary. Thinks after she leaps. She is about getting it done and will do it quickly, and then worry about the consequences later, or the ramifications of her actions later. Once upon a time, she was called the Promiscuous Queen. I prefer to call her eager. She was called promiscuous because in the drawing, she's the only queen that has her knees apart, which is just offensive to me. Whatever. I sit like this. But, in a long dress, y'all chill out. But, she's eager. She'll get up and fight if she has to, and she doesn't have to worry about being very queenly about it. She'll get it done. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty. And heaven help you if you piss this woman off. And I feel like it's a woman because of, like I said, the strength card. If it's not a woman, it's feminine energy. You might have had a secret relationship and you're finding out that the other person is pregnant, or you're pregnant by the other person, or you're around somebody who is dealing with this, and this is the underlying theme or the overarching energy of the first half of October. It's just heartache and sadness and a decision between mind and heart and not knowing which way to go. Communication that maybe hurts your heart in some way. You could be finding out that your partner has been doing something on the side, or your partner may be finding out that you've done something on the side. If it's not that situation, then you're dealing with somebody who's been who's dealing with heartache, who's dealing with a situation that they thought they knew how it was going to be. And it's just not the case. You need to have the strength to have a conversation as well. If you've met somebody, and I mean, this new moon in Libra was a period of time where there was a lot of new seeds in relationships and partnerships planted. If you've met somebody and you're very interested in them, do the authentic thing and do the responsible, mature thing, and let your partner know that you want to have some space to either spend time with this other person if your partner is willing and able to do that. If not, then maybe there needs to be a point of separation so you can get your mind right. I did the total for this tarot spread before I hit the record button, and we had the 3 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, the 8 is Strength, and the Queen doesn't have a numerical connotation. That equaled up to 21. 2 plus 1 is 3, and that is the Gemini-ruled house of communication, short-distance trips, siblings, cousins, and neighbors. So, it could really be revolving around a Gemini as well. I mean, you're an air sign, but I'm seeing a lot of 3s, and that's the Gemini-ruled house. So, that's what's going on with that. For the Halloween Oracle deck, I pulled the Jack-o'-lantern card, and this is a card of protection because it illuminates the path, it illuminates the way, and these little jack-o'-lanterns were also supposed to be protection back in days of old, to protect from evil spirits in different cultures and traditions. But this represents protection. It also speaks to the ability to create your own reality, but also you need to examine your boundaries. You need to respect other people's boundaries, and you also need to maintain your own boundaries. Don't let somebody step in your lane. The second card that you got is Vampire, Emotional Intelligence. You could feel like you're dealing with somebody who is like an emotional vampire and kind of bleeding you dry, if you will, emotionally, or you could be this person doing that to another. Have the emotional intelligence to have the emotional intelligence and the strength within you to have the discussion if there needs to be one. Can't ignore this full moon in the background talking about having that discussion, using your emotional intelligence, employing your strength, being reserved but speaking your truth in love. All of these things apply for you. The Vampire also means you could be, like I said, you could be feeling drained. It's another card that also encourages you to check your boundaries and make sure other people aren't getting in your lane, but you aren't getting in theirs. I also see the Vampire card as like a codependent card. Like codependency. I need you. I have to have you. My life won't be the same without you. That sort of thing. And be careful with that sort of energy with Mars and Pluto in conjunction in your 12th house, that sort of thing. That secret, you have to be mine. That's very, very scary. Don't go there. Don't go there. The cards that I pulled from the Sacred Rebel Oracle deck, this was the card that fell for you. Softly, softly, the tender touch. And this is the 20th card of the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. 2 plus 0 is 2, and that speaks to the Taurus-ruled house of your values, the things that you want near you that make you feel good about yourself, your self-esteem, your money, your earning ability, your resources. Anything you can point at and say mine, that would probably be covered by the second house. I think whenever I see this card, it reminds me to walk gently in other people's lives because we do not know what's going on in their particular world, and many people won't speak about it. It also speaks to me about the feminine principle and how you need to respect that, how you don't need to push quite so hard to make things happen. You need to be gentle with yourself and with others. Everything will come in divine time and divine order. And also the way that this illustration is, it's once again, it's like your higher mind and speaking your truth, but speak your truth in love. You're an air sign. You can be emotionally detached sometimes or feel kind of cold. It's not a knock. It's just who you are and how you work. But understand that not everybody responds well to that. So be aware. Be aware. The final card that you received is the 44th card. It's Visions of Life Beyond Death, and there's a couple of animal totems I want you to check out. The first being the owl, the second being the peacock, and the third being the raven. Whichever one of those speaks strongly to you or most strong to you, I encourage you to look up what those mean, or you can look up all three, and it may have a message for you there as well in each one. But the Visions of Life Beyond Death is the 44th card of the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. 4 plus 4 is 8, and that speaks to the Scorpio-ruled house of life, death, and rebirth, other people's money, transformation, metamorphosis, and regeneration, sexuality, primal and basic instincts. I think this is a card of finding clarity, and her eyes are closed in this picture, so it's like she's getting an intuitive sort of download. There's also a full moon right here in her headdress. Once again, this full moon is very powerful for y'all. I can't, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time talking. You may really need to get a message out to someone about something, or you may need to speak your truth. Honor your throat chakra. If you don't, you'll get sick, I promise. That's why I truly believe that's why I had a tumor grow in my thyroid. That was a part of it. I wasn't speaking my truth. I wasn't living my truth. I was a doormat. But, we all have our own path. No judgment. I've lived 36 lives in 36 years. This Vision of Life Beyond Death also encourages you to shift your perspective and see through the eyes or the lens of love. I also think that when I see this card, the song by Evanescence, Wake Me Up, plays through my head. Whenever there's, you know, that life, death, rebirth kind of cycle, that's the song, one of the songs that I think about. Remember that perception is the lens that we view this life through, and all it takes is a shift of perspective to open up your entire world. With the sun being in your 9th house, it could be this discussion that really does change your entire perspective. I feel like a discussion needs to be had, and I think that this full moon is going to pressure you into doing it. So, dear Aquarius, forewarned is forearmed. Please take care of yourself. If you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here more than I have the time to express in this short video. I'll be back around for the second half of the October videos, probably near the new moon, or near the full moon, sorry. And that will be for the end of the month new moon. Trying to get back on my regular shooting schedule. So, take care of yourself, Aquarius. Please be kind to yourself and save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through private battles that some of us will never share our story with another soul about. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the middle part of October. Namaste, y'all.